Well, fire itself wasn't the only threat to first responders here in Knox County. This is our top story this morning. We want to give you a quick update here. This just keeps climbing this morning. Started at 9,000. Now we've quickly gone to 31,000, almost 32,000 without power this morning. A lot of that centralized in Knox County. The chainsaw going, but you said a tree trunk flew through the windshield. Good morning. Coming up on 6:30 now, breaking news out of California. Police say 12 people and a gunman are dead after a mass shooting at a college bar in the Los Angeles area. This happened around 2:30 in the morning, our time. The National Retail Federation estimates $9 billion will be spent this Halloween in the United States. More than 150 of you voted. The results are in. An overwhelming amount of you admitted to taking some of the candy. 93% of you said you did. 7% of you are big liars. All right, Kyle, thank you. We do have some breaking news just into our newsroom this morning. Want to show you some pictures and video. This is in Campbell County, North Anderson County in Rocky Top. A large fire on Main Street there. Authorities say this is an abandoned building, but it is affecting traffic. Seriously, of course, you've got your candles, your coffee, your Kind bars. You're probably thinking, okay, who cares? We don't care about pumpkin spice. Well, apparently you do. Experts say $500 million was spent in the past year on pumpkin spice.
Pumpkin spice products.
And
jeez,
it's not slowing down because that is up 15% from last year. A pretty nerve-wracking night for people who live in that area. And Robert, a lot of people waking up this morning wondering if it's okay for them to leave their homes. Have you heard from law enforcement? Are they asking people to stay inside? What do you know about that? Today is the last day to vote early. If you don't know where to go, you can find our county by county guide, which includes information on candidates, where to vote, even sample ballots on our WVLT News app. More than 1 million already cast their votes across Tennessee, almost 100,000 from right here in Knox County. President Donald Trump coming to the Volunteer State in just a few days. He'll be in Chattanooga on Sunday, just 2 days before Election Day, with hopes of helping Marsha Blackburn in her Senate race against Phil Bredesen. President Trump will be at McKenzie Arena at 7 o'clock. Tickets to the event are free. We do have a link where you can access those tickets on our WVLT app as well. Fountainhead College is officially closed. This is just after 1 day warning. The technology school says it's shutting down after 71 years because of what it calls unfair competition from Tennessee's free college program. Now, Pellissippi State offering students a chance to transfer. If you go to the WVLT News app, we have information that can help affected students. Oh my gosh, that is disgusting. It is so salty, but also sweet.
That's exactly what I expected.
And it's something people say all the time. Breakfast, the most important meal of the day. Now, some new science is backing up that idea, saying people who eat breakfast every day tend to be healthier than people who don't. The Mayo Clinic says if you take a minute to eat a meal every morning, it'll make you less likely to gain weight and helps you avoid developing belly fat. The people who skipped their morning meal gained more weight than the people who ate breakfast. Doctors say it's good to try and make eating breakfast a habit when you're young. The best breakfast foods, things filled with protein or healthy carbs like oats, berries, or bananas. They say it's good to stay away from sugar-filled foods like cereal, even though it tastes good. Okay, let me show you right now. Just showed up minutes ago, the one Tennessee fan that we have seen today. We have been here for a couple of hours now. This is the spot where all the magic happened, right here in this end zone. Juwan Jennings made that catch, and you guys, shortly after that, I was right here on this side where Josh Dobbs was on top of Jennings, just helmet to helmet, telling him, I knew you could do it, I knew you could do it. A really touching moment there from Team 120. Really just coming out here. I mean, Brittany, this is my first time out in Gatlinburg since in actual city limits, and you see pictures, but it's nothing like seeing it in person. It's very devastating. You send your child off to school, you think they're going to come home for dinner that night, and that is not the case now for several families here in Chattanooga.
We ask you, please, God, show love and comfort to these families. Help them and hold them in their weakest hours and give them strength to go on. And help our city to show love at a time when love really needs to be shown.
A test of faith for the city of Chattanooga and the people like Deborah who live here.
As word gets out more about who they are, I'm learning that some of them are nieces and nephews of church members.
At least 5 children Deborah knows were killed. A kindergartner, a first grader, and 3 fourth graders.
And they'd be home having fun for Thanksgiving with their family, and now those families are coming together to lay their children to rest, and I'm just heartbroken.
The heartbreak has no boundaries.
Saw the crash, or the crash site. You could tell immediately this is really, really bad, and I feared the worst.
Ed Wilson was nearby when the crash happened. He was one of the first to call for help.
Several of them, maybe a half a dozen or so, were escaping through the roof hatch and jumping down to the ground level. And some people near me, or I guess neighbors, people from the community, stopped to comfort the children and help them across the road and that sort of thing. It was very hard to watch, very, very tragic.
And while he'll never forget what he saw, he'll also never forget what he's seen now. Chattanooga passing the most unimaginable test of faith.
We'll never be able to understand all that happens in our lives, but we know that you're still God.